going to change out all the fender bolts to titanium, the mounting bolt on the body to titanium, these 3 bolts which were for a support to titanium, this one's already done, and then the shock bolts top and bottom. So we're going to start with the body bolt because that's the first one. That's out. There is no spacers. There's a little bit of anti-seize. 12 points are always smaller, so these are 12 millimeter. That's it. When we start to do the fender bolts, we want to do one at a time so we don't have to reset anything. So all fender bolts are 13 millimeter. We're putting in a titanium 10 millimeter with a titanium washer, just a tiny bit of anti-seize, and start it. Change the socket to a 10, and snug it up. Just do that 9 more times. I'm doing this by hand because I don't want to get a wobbly 12 point out and the gun won't fit there, so we're doing it by hand. We're changing out the running board bolt and nuts since we're right here. Anti-seize. I wish I could see. There's that. And then these are all 10 millimeter 12 points. So change out the socket. And none of these are getting super tight, especially with fiberglass fenders. We're going to change out the shock bolts to these 80 millimeter 12 point bolts with the locking nuts on our strange shocks. So they're 19 millimeters to take them off. We'll do top and then bottom. Then we'll get some anti-seize. And then I gotta get the nut on. The cooler right there, it's not the easiest. Okay, now you need a 14 millimeter 12 point with it. 12 point box wrench. That's done. You look at the back side, you can see that it's into the locks. There's 2 threads hanging out. And then we're gonna do the bottom. Bottom's gonna need a couple washers because the custom arms is down here. Oh, follow me. Make sure to put some anti-seize on all titanium and stainless hardware. So we're running a 3 millimeter thick washer. Washer's on. We got a spacer in here we got to get through. And second washer. Locking nut. Then we switch out to the 14s. I'm still gonna not know where that's at. Right there. that's it. You can wipe off the excess, but always use it. We're gonna replace these. I already did one. These other two bolts, they were there as a side support for traction. Now that we have different bars in there, we don't need them. We're just filling the holes basically. So we're gonna pull off. We're going to put our anti-seize on, fender washer, which we should have probably done first, and then we're going to use a smaller standard washer and the nut on the back side where you can't see, and I probably can't reach. That's one. I just dropped it. All right. Oh, sockets on. Once you're working with anti-seize, it will be all over you. This one will go much smoother because it's easier to get to. That was it. Basically just to get rid of the old ones.